saying peaceful and respectful discussions.
I would like it to be, if it is. I'm sorry if that doesn't titivate the senses, but I would like it to be. I'd like all my discussions to be. It's just sadly that the Dawah team won't let me. But I don't think you're part of the Dawah team, so I'm not expecting that kind of behaviour from you. So, in the Quran...
Where is he? Is he sitting as a scout?
Sorry?
Can't sit as a scout.
So, obviously you accept what the Quran talks about when it talks about the Injil. What do you know about the Injil, the thing that the Quran is talking about? Fair enough. Okay, so we'll do it together then, and we'll come to our own conclusions. And when there came to them a messenger from Allah, confirming what was with them, a party of the people of the book threw away the book of Allah behind their backs as if it had been something they did not know. Now, what does this verse communicate to you? What do you understand from this verse? Okay. So I'm gonna make a number of statements, and you tell me whether you think I'm being fair or unfair to the text of the Quran. So the Quran is saying, and when there came to them a messenger from Allah, so that I think that's a reference to Muhammad. So it's saying that when Muhammad came, to this group, confirming what was with them, a party of the people of the book threw away the book of Allah behind them. So I understand this verse to say that Muhammad came to a party, a group of either Jews or Christians, and the text doesn't identify which, but it's most likely Jews. And he was confirming what they already possessed, confirming what was with them. A party of the people of the book, meaning Jews, threw away the book of Allah behind their backs as if it had been something they did not know. So they threw the Quran away because they were acting like they didn't know this book, but this book confirmed the book that they had. Now, do you think that that is fair or unfair to the text? In your opinion, unfair. Why do you think I'm being unfair to the text?
I don't know, man. You're Bob the Builder.
I am Bob the Builder. Yeah. So, my question to you is, if he's confirming what was with them, then that means that they possess something that is being confirmed by Muhammad. So, for instance, if you had a letter of approval from the Queen for something, and you didn't believe it, and then a civil servant came to you with another letter confirming the letter that you had, you see what's going on there? It's confirming what you already have. Now, if we look on a bit more, let's look at what else the Quran says. In, for instance, Surah 4:47. In Surah 4, ayah verses 4 to 7. No, I got the wrong page. I got the wrong passage. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, 47, not 47. Right. So in 47, this is Allah speaking to me. It says, "O you people of the book," so Allah is speaking, and he's not addressing Muslims. Who's he addressing when he says people of the book? Who's he addressing? Is he addressing Muslims or Christians?
According to the passage.
Believe in what we have now revealed. So he's saying believe in the Quran, confirming what was already with you. So he's saying believe in the Quran because it confirms what you have already. Before we change the face and fame of some of you beyond all recognition and turn them Hinduwards or curse them as we curse the Sabbath breakers, for the decisions of Allah must be carried out. So Allah is giving a threat to Alim al-Kitab, Christians and Jews, and he's saying believe the Quran because the Quran confirms the Torah and the Injil that you have with you. Yeah? Okay. Right. Would you think, am I being unfair to the text here, do you think? Or do you think I'm being fair to the text? I'm being fair? Okay. Right. One more, and then I'll make my point that I want to make. So if we turn to Surah 5, 68. In Surah 5, 68, Allah again is speaking. And the one that he is speaking to are the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians. Say, so he's telling Christians what to say. Or he's telling Muhammad what to say to the Jews and the Christians. Say to Muhammad, O people of the book, ye have no ground to stand upon unless ye stand fast by the law, the gospel, and all the revelation that has come to you from your Lord. It is the revelation that cometh to thee from thy Lord that increaseth in most of them their obstinate rebellion and blasphemy, but sorrow thou not over these people without faith. So Allah is saying to the people of the book, Jews and Christians, believe, stand upon, base yourself upon, build yourself upon the Injil, the Torah, and the Quran. So he's not saying, what he's not saying is that the Injil has been lost or corrupted. What he's not saying is that the Injil has vanished. What he's not saying is you can't trust the Injil of today, as in his day, the 7th century, because he's saying that Allah is saying to the Jews and Christians, stand on the Torah, the Injil, and the Quran. Now, as a Muslim, in the mosque, do you hear that you can't trust the Injil, or do you hear what the Quran is saying? So you hear that you can trust the Injil. So you hear that you can trust the Injil. That's what they teach you in the mosque. That the Injil is not lost. That's fine, that's fine. What I'm saying to you is that a lot of the arguments that are made by the Dawah team are ahistorical, counterfactual arguments that contradict their own holy book, or that demonstrate that their own holy book contradicts itself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have many copies of the New Testament from the 7th century. We know what the Gospel looked like in the 7th century. We know what the Injil looked like in the 7th century. Now, Muslim Dawah team, teach us that Gospel, that Injil has been lost. Now, if it is lost, where is the evidence that it ever existed, and why was Muhammad convinced that it existed in his own day? Why does he talk as if he expects to find the Injil and the Torah amongst the Jews and the Christians? Obviously, Muhammad believed that the Injil and the Torah was there in his own day. And since historically, we know what the Torah looked like from looking at manuscripts, and we know what the Injil looked like by looking at manuscripts, and we can compare 7th century manuscripts of the Injil and the Torah to what we have today, then we know that the argument made by the Dawah team that it has been lost completely, that it has been corrupted beyond all recognition, is a lie. It is counterfactual nonsense. It is counterfactual nonsense, and I would challenge any Muslim who disagrees with me to show me evidence of this mythical Injil from the 1st century. Brother, When Muslims tell you you can't trust the Injil, they're contradicting their own holy book. I am told by Allah, ye have no ground to stand upon unless ye stand fast by the law, which is the Torah, and the gospel. So if I am to obey Allah, I have to stand on the gospel. And then it says also the Quran. Yeah, because that also comes from Allah according to this text. But when I look at the gospel, I find that the gospel contradicts the Quran. Now, do you believe that the Quran can be an error as a Muslim?
No.
It has to be right?
100%.
Okay. Now tell me, friend, does the Quran say that Jesus was crucified?
Now, basically what the Quran says, it says someone that looked like Jesus was crucified.
That looked like Jesus was crucified. Now, does the Quran say that there was an Injil in the first century? Is that Injil the one that we're reading today?
Okay. Let's get rid of shaitan.
Thank you.